Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or good afternoon, I guess. Welcome to the WVMEA 2022 Honors Finalist Concert. I am Victor Appalucci, the Bandmaster President for the state of West Virginia, and I would like to welcome you to today's concert. On stage, I'd like to congratulate these students for being here today and for persevering over the last year and a half and for having a great love of music. So congratulations to them. And second, we'd like to thank the parents and families for your support of these students and their passion of music. And then third, to their band director who has worked tirelessly to keep the band alive and to inspire his students to do be the best that they can be. So without further delay, I would like to introduce the University High School Symphonic Winds under the direction of Mr. Mark Palmer.
Gotta wake up my iPad. Once upon a time in hotel rooms they had paper and pad, but apparently that is a thing of the past. So I wrote all my notes on my iPad. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Baby Dog After Party. We are the host band, University High School Symphonic Winds. We opened up with Hands Across the Sea, a Sousa March there. We are beyond thrilled to be here. We are as surprised as anyone, and I will also say that though there is quite a bit of surprise that's involved there, sometimes I just look and I say, no, maybe I'm not surprised. This is a tremendous group of kids, and I want to take a couple of seconds to kind of explain our path to getting here, because I was on a discussion panel at the Bandmasters Association, or the Phi Beta Mu Bandmasters meetings this past fall, and I was on the roundtable discussion with J.P. Lynch and Tracy Philbin, and we kind of described 3 different methods for preserving our programs during the pandemic. You know, it all depends upon what your particular school district was going through, how they were handling the sick day, or not the sick days, but the days that we were off. In Montague County, we had the luxury of having Chromebooks in every student's possession, and we had a system set up so that we could deal with it a little bit better. But as we all have learned, teaching electronically is definitely not anywhere near as good as in-person teaching. The problem was we never really, last year, we did not get to play as a full band in person at all. The best we got was near the end of the school year. Everybody was kind of brought together after we had days of, you know, we'd have A through L one day, and then M through Z the next day, and then we'd do an even day, and it was A through L, and A through or M through Z. So there was always people that were playing, but we weren't allowed to play inside. So what we would do is we would project onto the screen our Zoom meeting, and I would lead these kids through they didn't realize it, but they were doing long tones. We worked through the circle of fifths, got all 12 scales, doing all that, you know, all of our scales in whole notes. And we did that every day, and we covered our alma mater. We covered everything that I could think to cover that wouldn't really require a whole lot of teaching and me hearing them individually as an ensemble. And then, probably if I had to do it again, I would not, but I'm really glad that I went through the pain to do this. We did a virtual concert that consisted, at that point last year, we had 150 students in the band program, and we did a total of 13 songs. And you can do the math. 150 students submitting their recordings for 13 songs is a pretty big job. But we got through it, and we put out a program last year, a virtual concert, that I would like to throw out an advertisement for right now. It's listed in our About Us part in the back of the program. Please go to our website and see that, because the main thing that I want to do is feature those kids that never got a chance last year to do something like this. So there's my little advertisement, and I won't waste any more of your time talking. Next up, we're going to do the whole second suite. And at the end, I will recognize our soloists. We're going to do all 4 movements straight through. I think it's probably important to mention, since he's standing in the back, you got to see all the soloists here, but lo and behold, during the Song of the Blacksmith, we actually had on his own personal anvil, which seems like a bit of an unfair advantage. He's our first chair anvil player, which, to be honest with you, not surprisingly, his dad works for Acme Incorporated. So this is Mason Cavalier. back in the percussion section of the Ensemble. Next up, we're going to do Rosamunde. We're going to do a little tuning first because it's this song's a little challenging at the beginning with the intonation. want to take a couple seconds to thank quite a few people here. We are very fortunate in Montague County to have a community that supports the arts so well. We are lucky to be in, we share a town with WVU, obviously, and that kind of gets the kids a little bit more motivated. They see what they want to become, and they put forth their best effort to do that. But we are also incredibly fortunate at University High School. We have an incredible administration there. I'm sure, I don't know where she is, but I am quite sure that Kim Green, our principal, is in the audience somewhere. She started at UHS as the main principal in 2018, and she has been to 4 different honor ensemble concerts. She hasn't missed a single one, and we appreciate that more than anything. Likewise, our assistant principals, Teddy Stewart, Katrina Cimarelli, and Jason Polly are all incredibly supportive of the arts. We have wonderful band boosters club or band boosters organization that supplies us with everything that we need, including chaperones, including today bringing us down partially in their vans because we booked 2 buses and only got 1. And yeah, fit this band onto 1 bus. Good luck. They're all really good friends. But you know, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the probably one of the most important factors here, our outstanding assistant director of bands, Mr. Corey Orban. I'm not sure if he's back there. Oh, he deserves more than that. He deserves more than that. Corey Orban, ladies and gentlemen. So, finally, basically, I just want to say thank you to, this crew has worked tirelessly. When we found out that we were an honor group, I threw a curveball at them, and we practiced a little bit after school on a few days a week, because I don't see them every day. We have an on even schedule. I see periods 1, 3, 5, 7 one day, and then the next day is 2, 4, 6, 8. So I only see them on 6th period. So we practice every day after school for about 45 minutes, and there's an awful lot of athletes in there, and there's people that are doing the musical, or a musical is going to open in a couple weeks. So there are people that are working tirelessly, and I appreciate. You have no idea. I promise you, we're not having any more practices after school. I guarantee you. Until July. Well, July there's no school, but once school starts. So thank you very much. One round of applause for them. Anybody see my baton?
At this time, it is my pleasure, on behalf of the West Virginia Music Education Association, to present this plaque to the University High School Symphonic Winds and Mr. Mark Palmer, commemorating their 2022 performance as one of our honor ensembles. Please join me congratulating Mr. Palmer and his fine team.
I spent my years at WVU in the jazz ensemble standing next to Jay Drury, and now I get an award handed to me by Jamie Hazley. If you don't know Jay Drury, he's 6'7". I was just standing behind the governor, and you wouldn't even know I was there. Anyway, I'm gonna go, should I tell them? All right, they're confident enough for me to tell you this. If you're going to try to be an honor ensemble, you darn well better have your repertoire figured out before you submit your recordings. Guess what? I knew what I wanted to play, but we weren't ready for our final recording. We kept working on the last recording, and finally got it on the last day. But that last piece you heard, Niles Dance by David Holsinger, was not into their folders until February the 7th, because I kept like, we're probably, if we don't get this recorded today, it doesn't really matter, we've got to get this thing recorded. So kept working on, it was the fourth movement of the second suite. And so we worked on that, and finally I'm like, all right, well, we didn't know we were selected as an honor ensemble, but we started working on Niles Dance on February the 7th. So that is a pretty challenging piece to put together in 3 weeks for any level, let alone high school kids. So I'm really, really proud of their dedication. I said, go home and listen to the recordings, go home and practice with the recordings, practice on your own, work out the parts slowly. All the typical band director type of jargon that you gotta say. And they listened, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you one more time. I told them I was only going to share that with you if they were confident enough, and I was confident enough that they played it well enough that you wouldn't sit out there and say, yep, sounded like you played it, sort of passed it out 3 weeks ago. If that's the case, please don't share that with me. Finally, before we do our last tune, I want to take this opportunity, as we all dealt with the pandemic over the last year. We all have our own stories to tell about, the sadness that it created, and the things that we had to deal with, the obstacles we had to overcome. One of the problems that I was particularly aware of is that I had the privilege of starting 5th grade band at Cheat Lake Elementary. I go there every day for 45 minutes. Well, but now it's down to half an hour. But I go and I start these kids. And how many of you here did I start at Cheat Lake Elementary? Okay, so a good, maybe a third or quarter of the band or something like that are kids that come from Cheat Lake Elementary. So back all the way in 2014, I started a class that was really just amazing. They were, by the end of their 5th grade year, they were playing like 7th graders. And I kept the class of 2021, I kept thinking, man, when those kids grow into their junior and senior renditions of themselves, we're gonna have a pretty powerful band. And sure enough, we did. I always make fun of me because I have my little sayings that I go through. On paper, we were just incredibly deep. Every section had really strong players, all staters across the board. Then of course, we know what happened. So that's why I busted my tail so much last year, because I wanted to give the world a chance to see how special this group of kids was, which is most of this band and a few of the kids that we're going to invite to the stage now. Once we were selected as an honor ensemble, I reached out to Bobby Jenks, my twin, and said, I would like to do this if you would allow us to do it. And he said, absolutely, it makes perfect sense, because they didn't even have a chance to put in. There's never any guarantee that you're ever going to be selected as an honor ensemble. It was particularly cutthroat this year, and it has been every year, and I have been on the losing side of that more times than I care to mention. But the group that we had last year, I would put up against any group ever and take my chances, because they were mature and musical and kind and funny and hardworking in every possible way that you could describe them positively. They met those challenges. So while most of them are off at college, like they care about their education or something, I suppose, they can't make it tonight or today, but we were able to get a few of them that are either local in Morgantown and didn't have a Friday afternoon class, or are on spring break, one of them coming down from University of Michigan. So we're going to welcome 5 members of our class of 2021 Symphonic Winds to join us on our last piece, which is entitled Royal Brigade. I do want to point out very quickly, only 4 of our class of 2021 showed up because one of them, Drew Herder, is playing with WVU out in the South Hall right here. He's on the back of your programs for the whole WVMEA conference. He's that trombone player. So there was actually an extra person from class of 2021 that didn't make it out here. But thank you so much and thank you. Have a good day.